Lily, pick up your toys. 1. Sarah's 4-year-old daughter didn't even glance up from her dolls. 2. Nothing. Lily kept playing, completely ignoring her mother. Sarah opened her mouth to say 3. The word was right there, ready to come out like it had 1,000 times before. But then something inside her snapped. She closed her mouth. She didn't say 3. And in that moment of silence, everything changed. What happens when a mother stops counting to 3? That's what we're about to find out. Sarah had been counting to 3 for 2 years straight, morning, noon, and night. Get dressed? 1, 2, 3. Stop hitting your brother? 1, 2, 3. Come to dinner? 1, 2, 3. It's what everyone did, what her mother had done, what she saw at every playground, every grocery store, every playdate. But standing there, in her toy-scattered living room, Sarah suddenly realized something terrifying. The counting didn't work anymore. It had never really worked. She'd just been playing a game she couldn't win, and she was about to lose her mind. So on this particular Tuesday afternoon, Sarah did something she'd never done before. She stopped counting and started actually parenting. Here's what counting to 3 had become in Sarah's house. When Lily was 2, it seemed like magic. Sarah would start counting and Lily would scramble to obey. Sarah felt like a parenting genius, like she'd cracked the code. But now, at 4 years old, Lily had learned the rules of the game. She knew she had until 3. She knew her mom would count slowly. She knew she could push it to 2.5, or even negotiate it 2 3/4. The counting had become a bargaining chip, not discipline. And here's what Sarah noticed was actually happening. Every time she counted, she was teaching Lily that she didn't need to listen the first time, that she had 3 chances before consequences. 3 chances to ignore, 3 chances to test, 3 chances to push boundaries. Even worse, Sarah realized she was terrified of getting to 3. Because what happened at 3? Timeout? Taking away toys? Yelling? Sarah didn't want to do any of those things. So she'd bargain. 2.5, 2 3/4. Okay, Lily, this is your last chance. She was negotiating with a 4-year-old and losing. One morning, Sarah counted to 3 about getting shoes on for preschool. She got to 3. Nothing happened. She counted again. Got to 3 again. Still nothing. She counted to 3 4 times that morning. 4 times for shoes. That's when Sarah knew. The counting wasn't discipline. It was a crutch, and it was making everything worse. Her friend Rachel had mentioned something at coffee the week before. I stopped counting to 3 with my kids. Best decision I ever made. Sarah had laughed it off. How else do you get kids to listen? But now, standing in that living room with toys everywhere and Lily completely ignoring her, Sarah decided to find out.
Lily, pick up your toys, Sarah said. No counting, just a clear statement. Lily looked up, confused. She waited. Where was the 1? I need you to pick up your toys now so we have room to set the table for dinner. Still no counting. Lily stared at her mother, genuinely puzzled. But you didn't count. I'm not counting anymore, Sarah said calmly. I asked you to pick up your toys. That's the instruction. What happens if I don't? Lily asked, testing. And here's where Sarah realized she'd never actually thought this through. What did happen? If you don't pick up your toys, Sarah said slowly, figuring it out as she spoke, then we won't have room to set the table, which means we'll eat dinner in the kitchen. And your toys will stay on the floor all evening. You won't be able to play with them before bed because they'll be all over the floor. That was it. A natural consequence, not a punishment, just what actually happens. Lily considered this. Can I finish my game first? You have 5 minutes before we need to set the table, Sarah said. You decide when to clean up during that time. 5 minutes later, Lily picked up her toys. Without being asked again, without counting. Sarah stood there, stunned. Over the next week, Sarah practiced this new approach. No counting, just clear instructions and natural consequences. Put your shoes on so we can leave on time, instead of counting. Use gentle hands with your brother, or you'll need to play separately, instead of counting. Come to dinner now while it's hot, instead of counting. The first few days were rough. Lily tested every single boundary. She'd look at her mother, waiting for the count that never came. But something started to shift.
The breakthrough came on Saturday morning. Sarah asked Lily to come to breakfast, one time, no counting. Lily kept playing with her blocks. Sarah didn't repeat herself. She didn't count. She just went to the kitchen and started breakfast. 5 minutes later, Lily appeared in the doorway. "Mom, you didn't call me for breakfast." "I did call you," Sarah said calmly. "One time. You chose to keep playing." "But you didn't count." "I don't count anymore, remember? When I ask you to do something, that's the instruction. You choose whether to listen." Lily stared at her mother, and then something remarkable happened. "Can I still have breakfast?" "Of course," Sarah said. "But from now on, when I call you for meals, I'll call once. If you come right away, you get to eat while it's hot and we have time for a story before we start the day. If you don't come, you miss out on those things." Lily ate her lukewarm breakfast in silence. Then she said, "I like stories." "I know you do," Sarah said. "That's why listening the first time matters." The next morning, Sarah called Lily for breakfast once, just once. Lily came immediately. No counting, no negotiating, no battle. That afternoon, Sarah asked Lily to put her shoes on, one time. Lily put them on. She asked her to clean up her art supplies, once. Lily cleaned them up. Sarah stood in the kitchen that evening, watching Lily play peacefully with her dolls, and realized what had changed. She wasn't counting anymore, but more than that, she was respecting Lily. She was treating her like someone capable of hearing an instruction once and following it, and Lily was rising to that expectation. The counting had been telling Lily, "I don't trust you to listen the first time." The new approach was saying, "I believe you can hear me and make good choices." Lily was proving her right. Stopping counting to 3 didn't happen overnight. There were still tough days, still moments when Sarah wanted to slip back into old habits. But the change was undeniable. Lily listened better, their relationship felt more respectful, and Sarah felt like an actual parent, not a human countdown timer. She wasn't giving empty warnings anymore. She was giving clear expectations and following through. That's what happened when Sarah stopped counting to 3. If you're trapped in the counting cycle, know this: you can stop. Today. Right now. Your child is capable of more than you think, and you're capable of more than counting. What discipline strategy works in your house? Drop it in the comments. Let's help each other parent with confidence, not countdowns. And if this story resonated with you, subscribe for more real talk about parenting without the gimmicks. You've got this.